Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally happening after months. No, wait, years of frustration, delays, flat out lies. Millions of Americans are finally waking up to something that they never thought that they would see. We're seeing huge Social Security checks landing in their bank accounts, some over $8,000, and it's all happening this week, guys. And this is not some rumor. This is not a theory. This is real. And it's backed by official documents from the Social Security Administration. But here's the catch. Only certain people are actually getting the payments right now, okay? And if you're not one of them, then you need to hear why Elon Musk, Doge, and President Biden, or I should say former President Biden, are in an all-out battle over who gets paid next and who gets left behind. Now, today, guys, we're going to break down who is actually getting these massive retroactive checks right now, why seniors or some seniors are waking up to $1,000 per month raises. I know it sounds crazy. Meanwhile, others are getting nothing. And the shocking fraud that Elon Musk says that he just uncovered inside of the Social Security Administration. And guys, whether you yourself could very well be next to receive a Doge dividend stimulus check funded by trillions of dollars in clawbacks. So I've got the receipts, guys. I want to show you exactly what is going out, when, and what President Biden's administration does not want you to know about the exploding fraud, the scandal that could change Social Security forever. So buckle up, guys, because this is not just any update. This is a financial earthquake. And if you miss it, you could miss your check. By the way, if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate you guys' support. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for that. And also, don't forget to join our newsletter down below. Breaking news is totally free. Now, if you or someone you love is on Social Security, listen closely, because what's happening right now, it's bigger than just a few boosted payments. This is the largest wave of Social Security back pay that we've seen in modern history. And it's all going out this week, which is wild. And here's how it works. For years, millions of Americans were penalized simply because maybe they also had a public sector pension. This included teachers, firefighters, police officers, even people who worked overseas. I know it doesn't make any sense, and it's not fair. And if you agree it's not fair, let me know in the comments. Now, the government said, hey, you have a pension, then we're going to go ahead and slash your Social Security. Why? Two little known provisions were responsible for this. This was the windfall elimination provision, also known as the WEP, and then, of course, the government pension offset. I don't know who came up with these rules, but they're ruining people's lives. Those two rules cost retirees thousands of dollars every single year, and many people didn't even know it until it was too late. But now, thanks to the Social Security Fairness Act, those rules have just been overturned. And here's where it gets wild, guys. Here's where it gets wild. If you were affected by the WEP or the GPO, the Social Security Administration is not just increasing your monthly benefits, they're actually sending you a retroactive lump sum check covering an entire year of underpayments. Isn't that wild? I mean, I'm like really excited. I'm so excited to just share this positive news with you guys. That means that people are waking up to anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000, even $8,000 checks hitting their bank accounts. And I say bank accounts because most people have direct deposit. I don't know if anybody even in our audience is getting a paper check anymore. And we're hearing the reports directly. In fact, one viewer came, they said, hey, SSA dropped a big, huge check in my bank account saying that they got like $5,800 in their bank account. Now, guys, this is not a scam. It's real. It's happening right now. And more than 3 million Americans are expected to receive these payments over the next few weeks. But let's talk about who's not celebrating yet. Well, while millions are finally getting paid what they're owed, it's about freaking time. Elon Musk, he just pulled back the curtain on the dark side of Social Security. And what he found, guys? It's almost too insane to believe. So Elon Musk's new agency, it's his baby. they call it Doge. That just means the Department of Government Efficiency. They've been digging deep into Social Security Administration's backyard, so to speak. And let me tell you what they found, guys. Well, according to Doge, 40% of all SSA phone claims are fake. They're imposters. That's millions of fraudsters every single week stealing benefits that were meant for you. And get this, Doge found that over 24,000 people aged anywhere from 1 to 5 somehow collected $254 million in benefits. How do we have 24,000 people between 1 years old, between 1 and 5 years old collecting $254 million in benefits? That's crazy, right? Even worse though, nearly 10,000 people with birth dates in the future, some as far out as 2154, successfully filed for benefits. Who the heck approved someone with a birth date and the date didn't even happen yet? Anyway, so let me say, guys, I want to say this as clearly as I can. If these claims are true, that money was stolen from you, from retirees, from disabled Americans, from survivors who depend on that check to survive. And so this is why Elon Musk is going full throttle mode. All right. He's rolling out new safeguards, phone screening, fraud flagging, ID verification, the whole shebang. Common sense, right? But apparently it took Doge to actually get it done. Now, if you're against ID verification, let me know in the comments down below. But I think most people are on board with Elon Musk's demanding of more verification to eliminate the fraud. I think it makes common sense, but y'all let me know. By the way, those of you just joining us in live, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. But here's where things get even more interesting, because with all of that fraud being stopped, the government they're now sitting on billions of dollars in recovered funds. So the question is this: could you be next in line for a Doge dividend stimulus check? Well, we're going to talk about the exact number just hit on the Doge live tracker in just a minute, and how one line in a new bill in Congress could theoretically send thousands of dollars straight to your mailbox. Well, most people aren't getting paper checks, so straight to your bank account. All right, guys, so buckle up, because what I'm about to share with you is so massive. It's honestly hard to believe that it's not been a lead story on every single news channel in America. I don't know why they're not talking about this. As of now, Doge, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, has officially clawed back $155 billion in waste, fraud, and abuse. So let me say that again. $155 billion of your taxpayer money saved. That's massive. So this is equal to like $96,000 in savings per taxpayer if we were to like divide it equally. And remember, this is just 7.5% right about of their goal. Doge is aiming for a whole $1 trillion clawback. And they think they're going to hit this thing by May. I mean, we only got like 2 weeks, but that's what they're saying. But get this, guys. I actually found something that will absolutely save you some serious time. It will save you some serious money, and it's going to save you a whole lot of stress. Who here would benefit from less stress? Who here would benefit from a little bit of extra money? Even if you didn't get new money, what if you could like save money, right? I mean, I'm down for that. Well, I found Chapter is hands down the best help for Medicare. Now, if you haven't called Chapter yet, you got to check these guys out, because whether you're already on Medicare or maybe you're turning 65 soon, they're experts. These guys are sharp and they're so nice. I mean, they're really nice. Their experts will walk you through everything, like making sure your doctors are covered, exploring every local plan to check to see if you even qualify for extra benefits. It's wild what they're doing over there. And the fact that they're doing this for free, it's like, who are these people? They might be like undercover angels or something. I don't know. They search every plan in your area, and the average person's saving like around $1,100 a year, and it's 100% free. It's like, why am I not calling them already? 100% free, no pressure, no gimmicks. It's like if you're turning 65, if you are 65 or older, maybe you've got a parent that's turning 65 or whatever, give them a call. Medicare is complicated, but they make everything so simple. They do all the thinking for you. They just ask, literally, I'm gonna leave the number in the description down below this video. You can call them on the phone. Their phone number is 909-563-8279, or you could go to the website. Their website's askchapter.org/Ron. I'll leave a link for you guys in the description down below, maybe even in a pinned comment as well, so you can get started. But they're so nice. But yeah, hit those guys up. And when you talk to them, tell them, just say, hey, Ron said hi. Just say that to them. I bet you they'll get a kick out of that. But yeah, give them a call, guys. But here's the $1 million question, or the $1 billion question, really. What happens to all this money that gets saved from Doge, right? Like, where does it actually go? Do we trust Washington, D.C. to suddenly do the right thing with it? Because they've been squandering our money all along, right? Like, why should we even trust them now, right? Or does it come back to you? Well, right now, there's a proposal that's on the table from economist by the name of James Fishback. It's being discussed in Congress right now, and it could be a part of this new reconciliation bill that just passed framework. It's called the Doge dividend. Now, here's how it works, guys. Congress, they would take 20% of Doge's savings. Currently, that's about a little over $30 billion, and they would distribute it directly to American citizens in the form of stimulus refund checks. Now, they already got my vote. But guess what? Who qualifies? Worked or paid taxes in the last 5 years, currently receiving Social Security, disabled or retired individuals who've paid into the system. And if you're on Social Security, well, guess what? You were actually first in line. That's right, guys. Front of the line, according to the proposal. Why? Well, it's because you already paid into the system, so you earned it. That's why. I think that's a big enough why for me. But they're calling it a stimulus refund, a Doge dividend, a patriotic payout. But let's be clear here. This is not some handout. This is your money clawed back from the scammers, from the fraudsters and the bloated agencies. And James Fishback's proposal says it should come back to you. And I happen to agree with the guy. So send me my check, okay? But here's the twist, guys. So the bill's in reconciliation, which means Congress is hammering out the different line items right now. We've been through this before. They've actually done this before in the last 4 years, a couple of times, actually. So there's no reason to think that it can't happen. So that's the cool thing. We've already seen this. In fact, the president in the office right now, President Trump, has already done this before. Trump has said he wants the Doge dividend included. He also said that he wants to end taxation on Social Security checks and even remove taxes on tips and overtime. But will they include this? Will Democrats block it? Well, we're watching every single move in Congress, because if this thing, if this thing passes, you could see a second unexpected check hitting your mailbox later this year. Mark my words. Now, if you think if you think that the current administration is just sitting back and watching this thing unfold, you would be wrong. Because for the first time since leaving the White House, Joe Biden is stepping back into the spotlight. He's actually got something to say about Social Security, Elon Musk, and Doge. Now, this guy, he didn't get reelected. Why does his opinion or his words even matter? So today, April 15th, tax day, 2025, Biden's given a public address to the National Conference of Advocates, Counselors, and Representatives of the Disabled in Chicago. And the subject? Social Security reform, the Doge investigation, and of course, the administration's role in the chaos. Go figure, right? So Biden's expected to push back hard on claims from Elon Musk and Doge that fraud exploded under his watch. Apparently, he was mad hearing all the stories coming out about it, and he's tired of sitting on the sidelines, so he want to say his piece. According to insiders, he'll defend his administration's record and double down on the idea that his Social Security Fairness Act already solved the biggest problems. But here's what makes this even more explosive here, guys. The very same conference is featuring a speech from Martin Ali, the man Biden appointed to lead the SSA. And yes, the same SSA that Elon Musk says was riddled with internal fraud and corruption. Isn't that ironic? So now it's not just about policy, it's about power, it's about accountability, it's about legacy. And this could very well be a make or break moment for how the American public views both Joe Biden and Elon Musk in this battle over Social Security. And while Elon Musk is, essentially revealing the wild stats and the clawbacks of billions of dollars, critics are lining up to call it exaggerated. They're saying Elon Musk is lying. There's no proof. This is overblown. And in some cases, they're saying he's just flat out false. A growing list of media outlets, including the New York Times, the Associated Press, and so-called retirement experts from groups like Retirement Genius, they're publicly dismissing Elon Musk's claims. They argue that fraud is minimal and that the system's already efficient and that Elon Musk is using Doge to push a narrative and inflame political divisions. So let me get this straight. You're saying 24,000 toddlers, babies, collect $250 million in benefits, 10,000 time travelers cash Social Security checks from the year 2154, and the mainstream media says there's nothing to see here, folks? What? So look, I get it. If you don't like Elon Musk, I understand. Not everybody likes Elon Musk. I get it. It's cool. It's okay, right? But you cannot deny that billions of dollars are being clawed back. And seniors are finally getting paid what they're freaking owed. That's just fair. But yeah, so here's where things get really heated. So Doge is under fire now. Lawsuits are flying in. And now these unions are demanding a full investigation into Elon Musk's access to your Social Security data. What are they so afraid of? Could this be the beginning of a coordinated takedown of the Doge dividend itself? Now, all right, guys, so here's where things get a little dirty, because the moment Elon Musk and Doge started saving billions of your taxpayer dollars, mind you, guess what happened? The lawsuits started flying in. In March, there's a coalition of labor unions. They filed a federal lawsuit against Doge and the SSA. Why? Why are they doing this? Well, it's because they say Doge is collecting too much personal data, including Social Security numbers, addresses, and private income details. Really? They're basically accusing Elon Musk of government overreach, claiming that Doge's fraud investigation could be violating privacy rights. Here's the kicker, guys. They even want to shut the thing down. They want to shut down Doge. Comment down below if you are against them shutting down Doge. If you are, just say don't shut down Doge. And if I need to start a petition to block these guys, let me know if you would be willing to sign it. But here's what they're not telling you guys. The very fraud that Elon Musk is uncovering, it's often committed by insiders, people who already had access to the data, the employees of the SSA. Now, one internal employee allegedly stole over 400,000 Social Security accounts from inside the SSA. And now they want to block the only agency that's actually cleaning up this problem? Something's a little funny here. And I also think it's funny how nobody sued when the fraud was quietly siphoning off and stealing from your retirement. But the moment someone tries to step in and stop it, they scream invasion of privacy. Something's a little off here, right? Meanwhile, on the other side of the battlefield, President Trump is building a legislative bombshell. He calls it the Big Beautiful Bill, and it just passed the budget reconciliation framework. Now, they're working on the line items and whatnot, but what's in it could change everything for Social Security, guys. I mean, heck. So what's Trump pushing for? This is the question a lot of people are asking. What in the world is Trump pushing for? Well, he wants to make Social Security payments tax-free. I think that's a great thing. Include the Doge dividend refund checks. I think that's phenomenal. He wants to end taxes on tips and overtime pay. When I used to be an hourly employee, I used to get clobbered in taxes whenever I work overtime. And then he also wants to make the 2017 Trump tax cuts permanent. Okay. And heading up Social Security now, Trump's own pick, Frank what's his name? Frank B. He basically got confirmed in March. He vowed to keep Social Security public, no privatization, like they're alleging that Elon Musk and Trump are trying to do. There's not going to be any privatization. There's no gimmicks. His exact words: "This is a government agency that should work for the people." That's it. So what we've got here is, in my opinion, I think it's a very clear contrast. One side is suing to stop these reforms. The other side is building a path to real relief, real protection, and real money back in our pocket. The only question is, will Congress pass it? And will you be one of the Americans who benefits if they do, rather? But of course, what we have to talk about is we got to expose this Medicaid fraud machine that's draining the system dry, how these illegal loopholes are being exploited across state lines, and also why some Republicans are finally finding the spine to say, hey, enough is enough. Now, while millions of Americans are out here struggling to afford prescriptions and put food on the table, guess who's getting full government health care on your dime and my dime? Well, according to the latest GOP-led oversight report, Medicaid spending has exploded by over 60% since 2019, thanks in part to expansions under Obama and Biden. Now, here's the part that should probably make your blood boil. 21 million able-bodied adults are currently on Medicaid. Over 60% of them have no income, no work, no taxes, just benefits. Republicans in Congress have tried to introduce some simple work requirements, like working a measly 20 hours a week if you're healthy and not caring for someone. And yet, Democrats shot it down. Why? Because it might actually encourage people to work again. Duh. Unbelievable. So let me ask you this. Why are we disincentivizing work in a country that's built on work ethic? And why are illegal immigrants receiving Medicaid in states like California while veterans and seniors are stuck fighting for crumbs and homeless in many cases? What's up with that? California is using this shady budget loophole to basically redirect federal funds to illegal aliens and even wealthy individuals. And yes, this is happening right now with your taxpayer dollars. Meanwhile, people who paid into the system, like me and you, who built this country, are getting means tested, delayed, or even taxed. This thing is like backwards. And Republicans like Speaker Mike Johnson, Representative Scalise, they're finally saying enough is enough, guys. This is it. They got to draw a line somewhere. And so while the system bleeds at home, guess what's finally turning the tide internationally? President Trump's new tariff strategy is reshaping the global trade again. And he's expanded emergency tariffs known as Section 232 tariffs to include pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, copper, steel, aluminum, autos, and more. But why? Well, it's because China still controls the ingredients for our medicines. Taiwan still dominates our chip supply. And Trump's saying, not anymore, guys. Not on my dime. Not on my watch. According to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, over 75 countries have now reached out to negotiate new trade terms with the U.S. Japan is already on board. South Korea, India, they're next in line. It's simple. Trump is using tariffs as leverage. No more begging, no more lopsided deals. If you want access to the U.S. market, play fair or pay up. That's it. So we're seeing nearly $4 trillion in private investment flowing into America. That's trillion with a T. $4 trillion in private investment money flowing into America. Jobs, factories, infrastructure, because of Trump's tough trade stance. It's brilliant. And remember, this isn't just about economics. More jobs at home equals fewer people relying on broken programs like Medicaid. It's all connected. And it's all a part of what Trump calls a transition to greatness. But there's actually one last bombshell that we absolutely have to talk about. Because while Trump and Elon Musk are fixing this mess, they've just exposed over $9 billion in insane government waste, like Sesame Street in Iraq and vegan food in Zambia. And yes, your taxpayer dollars paid for it. Now, before I tell you exactly when the check is coming, let me show you where your money has been going instead. Because what you're about to hear, it's not satire. This is not a joke. I'm not kidding. This is what government actually spent your tax dollars on. Now, as part of the ongoing Doge audit, Elon Musk and his team uncovered $9.1 billion in spending. That makes absolutely no sense. None. $3 million for voter ID programs in Haiti, $6 million for net zero cities in Mexico, $750,000 to reduce xenophobia in Venezuela, $8,000 to promote vegan food in Zambia, and yes, $3 million for Iraq Sesame Street. Yeah, okay. Let me ask you, has anyone ever called you to ask if you're okay with any of that spending? They didn't call me. I'll just let you know right here. Because while seniors here in the United States are scraping by, Sesame Street was getting sequels in Baghdad. President Trump is now demanding that all of this money gets clawed back immediately. And Doge is just getting started. The $9 billion is just a drop in a bucket compared to what they believe is buried in these slush funds and backdoor agency spending. So where does all of this go? Well, Doge is saving billions. Trump is rewriting trade deals. Biden is finally speaking up. Congress is working on the line items for the reconciliation bill. And you? Well, you're about to get paid if you're one of the lucky ones included in this week's Social Security wave. So here's the confirmed payment schedule from SSA as of April 15th, 2025. And this is when you're going to see your increased Social Security checks if you happen to qualify under the Fairness Act. All right. So we got April 9th, birthdays between the 1st and the 10th. April 16th, if your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th. April 23rd for birthdays between the 21st and the 31st. Now, if you're on SSI, you only actually get one check in April, but you'll be getting two checks in May 1st and May 30th, though. So keep that in mind. So if you have not gotten your check yet, keep your eye on your mailbox, maybe your direct deposit, because should be coming. And for the rest of you guys asking, well, what about me? Well, stay tuned, guys, because if the Doge dividend is added to this bill, a second check could hit before summer. Now, now more than ever, you got to stay informed because the next 30 days could define the next 30 years of Social Security. So if you don't mind, do me a quick favor, hit the subscribe button, tap the like button. I really do appreciate when you guys hit the like button and drop a comment down below. Just type in Doge stimulus if you want that refund, that Doge dividend stimulus refund check approved in the final bill. But yeah, this is not just news, guys. This is history in the making. And I'm going to keep bringing it to you here step by step as it unfolds. Remember, our friends at Chapter are standing by, waiting to help you out with Medicaid, or Medicare. It's unbelievably complicated. I think the government does it on purpose. That's why our friends at Chapter are like Medicare experts, and they're just angels doing all this for free. So like I said before, I'll leave a link for you guys in the description down below so you can reach our friends over at Chapter, and let them know your boy Ron sent you. I mean, seriously, tell them Ron said hello. Link in the description down below. It's totally free. And the average senior is saving like $1,100 a year. It's just crazy how much they're able to save. They're able to find you like some benefits you didn't even know you had. It's almost like potentially leaving money on the table if you don't call them. Like who wouldn't want to save money, right? Like, anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.